Dominic here, and welcome to Mesolite Visual into the process of developing a residential apartment building in ArchiCAD. This came as a request from one of our WhatsApp community group member to create the image you see in ArchiCAD. If you want to join this incredible like-minded people, find the link in the description to join the group. Buckle up and let's get started. Alright, to get started, I would like you to subscribe if you haven't, like the video if you find it interesting, and share the video if you think it's beneficial to other people. So I'm going to start by loading an image that we're going to recreate. I'm going to go to the image. It's going to be rectangular, and then draw from the origin point. It's going to be 8 meters wide or 8,000 millimeters, then 10,000 millimeters of width. Something like this. Let's select this and position it centrally to the elevation markers. From here, we need to set up our stories because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 story building. So before we do that, let's go to the 3D and set this to the basic structure. Then open its settings and change the material or the surfaces. Let's override all the surfaces to tile. I'm gonna go with 30 by 30 tan tile, and then I'll link all the edges, then hit OK. From here we need to set up our stories. As I indicated, we have multiple stories, so we need to go to story settings, or you can hit Ctrl+7 in your keyboard. I'm going to insert 2 to make it 5, and then the 5th one is going to be the roof level. Let's rename it to that, and then after you hit OK to apply the changes. So I'm going to select this and transfer it to other stories. You either copy this and paste to each story. That will take much of your time, or you use a shortcut where you click, then you multiply this accordingly to all stories. So the multiplication method will be elevate. The graphical input method is going to be spread, because we have the height. We know the height of our stories, which is 3 meters. And then the critical part is to set home story by elevation, because you want every element to be locked or linked to each story. And then from here you hit OK. Then let's click here to transfer. How many are they? Yes, up to 5. So if you select each story, this one is linked to story 1, this story 2, and then that one story 4. Okay. So from here, we need to go down to the ground floor, and I'm going to place my walls. I'm going to activate the wall tool. I'm going to use just a basic structure and a geometry method of a straight wall. Let's just use a straight wall. Then I'm going to place here to there, then this side as well. If you check on 3D, we have these 2 walls. Let's select the walls and link them to the last story. I'm going to, select the story, which is going to be the roof. It has to go all the way to the roof. Then what we need to do, if we go back to our ground, you see we have a patio here. We have a veranda, so we need to produce that. I'm going to either copy this, Ctrl+Shift+D, and stretch the width by 6.5 to make it 1.5. Also, is it 1.5? Let's measure 1.5. Or you could just click or use the slab tool. Let me just delete this and key in the dimensions, because you know the width is 10 meters, or sorry, 8 meters. Then the width should be 1.5. As easy as like that. So from here, we are going to go to the 3D, and I'll pick parameters of the slab and transfer it by Control-Alt, hold, then click like that. This we need to from this veranda, and then we're going to now close up the front and the back. The back, I'm going to use a wall just like this, and then at the front I'm going to use a curtain wall. Let's activate a curtain wall tool. Oh sorry, that's the window. Curtain wall tool, then draw the curtain wall to close off. The curtain wall by default, you see the reference line is within the boundary that we want, but the framing they are exceeding that. They're beyond the reference line, which is sometimes become problematic. Let's open the settings to address this situation. Let's come here under place boundary frames. We want to insert the boundary instead of outside. Okay, so that's how it is from here. I'm going to flip it to the inside like so, but I want a bit of it to be at the outside, but it doesn't matter for now because I can just set this set up the style later. And let's make sure the height is 3 meters. It's 3 meters, but it doesn't, it shouldn't, it should, you know, exclude the width of our slabs. So I don't know how slab 300. I'm going to select all the slab and then set them to 200. Okay, and 2.8. So that is nicely positioned like that. Okay, so from here we need to run through some settings of our curtain wall. Before we can transfer it, let's do that. Let's transfer it before we set up the styles. I'm going to also use multiplication and then use the same inputs, then up to there. No, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 3 levels, right? So that will be the roof. So this I will stretch the height to.
Have you seen how AI is completely revolutionizing the trading game? In fact, AI is revolutionizing every industry. You've probably seen
12.5. Perfect. And then at the top here, we'll have to close it off like that. Okay, for now, let's leave it open like this. I know why. Let's go back to our ground. And if you look at here at the front, we have these 2 dwarf walls, right, that protrude with the veranda. So we need to capture that. I can select this wall. Oh, no, I won't do that. Let's activate a new wall and draw a wall. Make sure it's on the inside like that. Okay, let me turn it outside. Make it outside. I don't know why is it outside. I want the reference line to be on the inside. What's going on with this? Inside and should be okay. Outside of the core, yes, like the other ones. Perfect. And then let's Control Shift M and mirror this to the other side like this. So these walls are going to be, if you check on 3D, they should be the height of a boundary wall. So I'm going to not link them and set them to 1.8 height. Perfect. And then you normally have a cap. So if you look at the image, we have this coping at the top of our wall. So to achieve that, I'm going to quickly just carry a copy or copy this to the top, and let's change the structure to basic, set material to concrete, and the height should be 100. Okay, and then we can also increase the thickness to maybe 350. Right, 350, and then I can now move this to position from the midpoint to the midpoint. I think I need also to make this 400. Yes, then I'll move center to center. Select this one, make it 400 thick, and move it center to center, or something like that. Perfect. And the offset height from the base should be negative 200, if not 3. Perfect. So we have that. Oh, so I adjusted the height. I could have done that as well. Perfect. We have balconies to our facade, so we need to capture that. So I'm going to stretch this to here, and then this one as well, that, and okay, I think, and lastly this. We need to reference with the image and see if the top part, yes, it has that. Okay. So, but if you look at other levels like this one, 1 and 2 are not in the same width. So we need to go and adjust that. So I think it's 1, 2, 3. So balcony 3, to add a point on the edge here. Then offset the edge by 2 meters, like that, and then do the same to the other floor. We can do it on 3D if you are comfortable working on 3D. Then offset the edge by 2 meters. Okay, I don't think this. Let me see. Do you think this sounds like 2 meters? It looks like 2 meters, right? Yes. Let's leave it at 2 meters or 1.5. I'm gonna set it 1.5, 500. We can adjust it if you want again. Yeah, something like this. Perfect. And then if you look at the image, we have this feature that is very interesting. And to achieve this, I'm gonna have to place a wall from the first floor that will go across all the floors to the roof. That is key because we're gonna use an opening to cut off this space to make a cutaway for other balconies. So let's go to the first floor and draw a wall. I'm going to pick parameters by Alt and Hold. Let's click parameters of this wall. Then draw a wall from here. Oh, sorry, it needs to be here to there. But I would want the reference line to be on the inside like that. Okay, and then I will have another wall to there.
We've had thousands of students join us in our online training, Conversational Mastery.
And select the wall, Ctrl-Shift-M to mirror a copy to the other side. Wow, I don't know why it's not sitting on that position. I can just easily move it like that. So if you check on 3D, we have that. It has to start from first floor, right? Select all the walls. It has to start from first floor and to be linked to the 4th floor. Okay, I don't think it's necessarily that important to link it to the top, so you can just manually adjust it like that. Perfect. So let's see the cool part of this. Like I'm saying, we're going to use what you call an opening tool to cut out. But before we do that, we need to round the corners of the walls. So I'm going to start with this one. Let's round the corners by using this fillet or chamfer. Make sure you fillet it. I'm going to use 800 value. Then does it look like 500? No, it's a meter. This looks like a meter. I'm going to undo. It looks like 1000. Let's just confirm again. I could take this copy and then open this elevation so that we can compare. Paste. We could try rescale this, even though it's not that elevational, but we can try to match up. So this will be story 4, right? Which is going to be somewhere here. Either this one is a bit thinner. I don't think it's a problem. So we have that. Yes, I think going up is this one that we need to adjust. 99. Let's make it 99. Wow. It was supposed to be 9 meters. Okay, and you could see the curve is beyond a meter, so I'll have to redo the curve. To get this, let's redo the curve. Let's make it 1.5. Yes. Let's stretch them. Oh, sorry. This one has to be done separately because they don't share the same base offset. Okay, and then the slab, I'm gonna pick this corner chamfer by 1.5, also with this one 5. Then we move the other side of the building and also do the chamfer, but this one looks a bit smaller than the other side, so it's going to be 800. Perfect. And then followed by the slabs. All right, so that's pretty much cool. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's do the magic. So I'm gonna go to the ground, and no, you know what, I can do it on 3D. So let's just activate the opening tool and then click one of this like that. Then you can select the opening element and change or adjust the dimensions to be 6 meters. Yes, 6 meters. And then I'm going to move it right above the floor. But we need also to confirm, but we have a little bit of height, which is going to be roughly around 100, something like that. I'm gonna confirm again on elevation. Yeah, I think 100 is fine. Let's pick one of the edges, the top edges, and do it all the way like that. Stretch it all the way. And here it needs to go all the way to there. Then on the other side as well. Okay, and Let's go back to our 3D. So we need to transfer also this to the other elements because this doesn't have, it didn't cut. So to do that, I'm going to pick parameters of this wall, I mean of the opening tool, then click on that one, make sure the settings are the same. The height should go all the way to that one, and I'm going to reduce the dimensions to be reasonable. Okay. Yeah, they are reasonable, right? But on 3D, let's see. Would I be able to? Let me see. Yes, I can now select this one, stretch it all the way to there, maybe a bit, because if you look at here, we still have some part of the walls exposed, so maybe to this far. Let's see on 3D. Yes, something like that. And then I think from the height, from the base, we can match up with, I don't know why it's not matching, but I can just manually move it. It's not. It seems we have, okay, we have another one. Let's get rid of it. Okay, so we have this side resolved. Let's move on to the other side. I'm gonna go back to my elevation. No, we can also do it here. Let's just do it on 3D. I'm gonna pick parameters of this by Alt and hold, or you can just easily go to here and pick up the parameter, then click on the opening and apply it on this one. Make sure the settings, they match up, right? This side, I don't have any problems. Everything looks well defined. So if you go to 3D, now we need to round on these two edges or corners. So I'm going to select this and fillet by 1.5. Let's see. It looks, let me do this side, the bottom one. Okay, so if you check on 3D, we have that. I'm having a little bit problem because, let me undo and see if let's increase the value to 2.5. Okay, we can't go beyond 2.5 for 1.5 because of this, because this wall ends here. Okay, separating them was not a good idea. Let's try to see how we can best transfer this one to this wall, right? So I'm going to go to 3D and select that. Let's see if I click this, I can add additional elements and then select that wall. Perfect. This is what I wanted. Number one, so I don't need an extra cutting or openings. I can do the same to this side and select this, add elements, add additional elements to cut. Perfect. So we have this now. Let's see if we do the the fillet or rounding the edges. Fillet on 2.5. 2.5 I think is too much. Let's make it 2 meters. Perfect. So I'm going to do it from the bottom again. Nice. It's nice and smooth. All right. Okay, let's quickly move on to the next exercise, which is going to be this part, the 2 balconies. So this is on the, yes, on the 5th, on the 3rd, yes, 3rd floor. So I need to go here, then place a wall. It has to start from here. Let's change the geometry method to chained. And right click, hit OK. This one should be turned to the outside, and I'm gonna align it like that. Also this, turn it to the inside, then chamfer, sorry, fillet. Also this, turn it, yeah. Let's check on 3D. This needs to be set to the home story, which is number 2. Then the height should be linked to 3. I think it has additional elements. Let's go to settings and then set this to 0. Perfect. This is what we have, and would want an extra 100 for where our railing for the balconies to rest. So I'm gonna go back and add 100 above, just like we did on this one. Okay, so we need to do the exercise of fillet. Let's go back to the elevation, and you see we have the opening as well, and then the fillet here. So I'm gonna select this fillet. This is going to be 800, I don't think. Yes, check on, yeah, I think it's precise. Do the same to the slab, 800, the bottom one as well, 800. Okay, so we have that nice trim, and I don't think I will have, let me go back to the elevation and confirm this. You see the walls are covering our slabs, the extent of our slabs, so we need to try achieve that as well. So I might select these ones like that and stretch them from the bottom to align them with the bottom of our slab, like so. And also we need to fillet this. We need to fillet this side as well. I think 600. It shouldn't be that much according to the image. No, 600 is too much. Maybe 400.
My name is Doreen Wikali. I got a job as a data scientist at a non-profit organization after.
Okay, perfect. So it's the time for us to place the cutting by using an opening tool. I'm gonna select this one. Okay, let's best do it on 3D. And opening, I'm gonna pick that. Set the height to be 3 meters and move it to the top and include that 100 for our railing. I think the height, let's make it 2.7. Oh, 2.7. Okay, let's finalize it on the here. I'll move it up by 100, something like this, and then yes, I think it's in the right size. So I need to stretch it widely like so, and also here I should stop somewhere by the curve. Okay, so if you go to 3D, you will have to transfer the information to this wall and do it again to that wall. Yes. Then go back to the elevation and see the chamfering or the let's fillet this to, I think by 800, right? Not that bad. The bottom one should be lesser, maybe 400. Something like that, right? So let's see on 3D. I think this one goes beyond. I'm going to pick this and add this wall. Let's see. Let's confirm on elevation. Yes, this area it's plain. This area is plain, so we have to. I'm gonna select this and add this wall. Perfect. Right, so we now completed the features. We need to move on to the curtain wall styles. So from the ground one, if you look at the image, we had this cladding wall, and then we have the entrance door. Then the other side is going to be your normal glazing. So to replicate this, I'm going to go to the ground and stretch this to there. Control Shift D, carry a copy to here, and then I'm going to activate the wall and set the top link to be just on the first floor. Let's place the wall here. Right click OK, select the wall, turn the reference line, and it shouldn't be that much. This wall, you see, it's from here, so I'm gonna stretch it. I'll make it 500. Okay, so that I stretch this. Let's measure this and see how wide is our entrance door. 2.5. I think it's suitable for the entrance. And okay, this goes all the way. We need to set the top offset to 0 so that it just ends there. And let's change the surfaces to stone cladding for all. Perfect. And then if you go to your elevations to pick up some ideas as well, you see that, let's start with the glazing. The window, it has 1, 2, 3 panels vertically, and then 1, 2, 3 segmentation. So I'm going to select that, open its settings, and go to the scheme settings. Under scheme settings, I would want to load a favorite. Let's go with this checkerboard and select all the panels. You see there are various different panels, so we need to set them to the main panel so that we can have one or uniform panels. All right, and then to set up this, we have how many? 1, 2, 3 vertical rows. So we need to add that there. So we now have 3, then we have 1 and 2 divisions. So which is going to be here is 1, 2, 3 panels. And then if you look at the bottom one, it's much slightly smaller, around 400 to 500 height, something like this. And then the second one is much bigger, I think roughly 1.5. Okay, and the top part, and all this together has to add up to 2.8, including, accommodating our slab thickness. So we're at 2.9 at the moment. So I think I might reduce, this one might be 600 and it's 2.5. Then this becomes 1.8, 2.8. Perfect. I think that's the style we're looking at here. And I'm gonna hit OK. Well, let's hit OK first. We'll come back and set up the framing of this. Like so. So now, because our building is wider than this one, so we're gonna have to, I see we have one. I don't like this funny, this funny panels created by I think it's because of the measurement of each panel. So each panel roughly is 1 meter. Let's set it to 800, right? I'm gonna make it 800. Then let's see. Yes, it's now easily distributed. Or to come up with a nice design, so the middle one might be 1 meter, and then the other ones becomes 800. Yeah, that problem persists again. So I'm gonna add 4 1 meter. I might go back to 800.
For office building design, Build Most is your best choice. We specialize in classic.
Okay. I might create some modification here by using this feature, which is edit. So if you edit, you can get rid of let's say you can get rid of this like that. And I can also modify it that way. Okay, not bad. Yes, I like it. Okay, let's move on to the door, to the entrance door. You see we have, I think, solid panels around our doors, but I'm gonna go back and go to scheme settings, load the checkerboard and select all the panels, make them I would say main panel or distinct panel. Okay, so that becomes solid, right? And setup, we have how many? 1, 2, 3 rows. I'm gonna add another 3rd row, and this one should be 1.2, the width of the door. 1.2, 1.3, right? That should be the width of the door. And then the height, we have 1, 2. Then first one should be the size of the door height, which is 2 meters roughly. And this is going to be 800. Okay, let's apply this. All right, I think we can edit this and activate the skin grid so that we can easily modify this. I can move this grid to here, and this one as well to there. Let's measure and see what we have. 1.2. 1.2, we need 50 this side and 50 that side. So if we remeasure again, 1.3, 37. Remeasure it again, 1.3, perfect. And then we're going to select this frame, this frame, and delete that one as well. We don't have, okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go back, but if you look on the elevation, they're on the same line, this top wing. Or maybe do it on this. No, let's adjust this one. Let's go activate the skin grid, and then I can select this grid and adjust it like that. Then hit exit and confirm. Okay, now we need to transfer or to convert this panel as a door. You can check on the member type and find door sliding, or maybe the swing door. No, let's go for a sliding door. Then open its settings by clicking on this panel setting. Go to the curtain wall door settings. Make sure the 2D level is full, 3D also full for the, not for the model view options. And then we move on to the next page. I want to set the frame to be 40 because it's aluminium, right? And the handle should be none because it's automated door. Perfect. And then the rest is okay. I'm gonna hit okay like that. Exit mode. Check on 3D. We have that. All right. We need also to address this issue. And stretch the wall to the, oh, okay, I see the problem. This one would require us to drop it by -200, right? Yes, let's do to all. Let me move to the window, set it to -200. And this one needs to be, is it 400 or we did 800? Yes, that was 800. Okay, I don't like the line style of the door. Let me check and, okay. I'm gonna go with number 2. Hit okay. Even though I know we can adjust or we can control this globally, but I just needed to do that. All right, we move on to the next, or to the other curtain walls. So we can take this and apply it to that, but then this one is different because we have to accommodate for the doors as well. So I'm gonna select everything once and do it again. Load the checkerboard, select all the panels and make them main panels, right? From here, what we want is to have, okay, let's hit okay because we need to reference, don't worry about that, we'll sort it out. We need to reference this one is different from that one, but for us we'll make it the same. We have that, and then yeah, for us we'll make it the same. So I'm gonna go back. Then we have a meter here. We need to have this should be 800, and then this can be 2 meters. Yeah, something like this. And then we have a total of 2 meters. Let's hit OK to apply that one. All right, I'm going to select each of this and set accordingly. Home story, this one should be on 2. Perfect. And then we have that. So each should have a door. I don't know, maybe doors are hidden on this panel. What do you think? Okay, but let's accommodate for doors. Let's accommodate for doors. To do that, I'm gonna hit edit, then let's maybe place doors on this side, right? I'm gonna delete this frame, then I'm going to activate the frame tool here and add another frame like that. Then let's measure, is this 2 meters? It needs to be at a height of 2 meters. I'm gonna add 400 and measure again 2, which is perfect. I'm gonna select this and turn this to a door, sliding door. Exit. I want to copy the parameters of this door. Hit exit, go back, edit, and Control Alt and transfer. Wow, it didn't work. I thought. All right, let's do it again. I go to settings, change the 2D level to full,